Hey, my name's Kate and I'm doing my reflection on Marla and Adam's discussion this week. I find it really interesting when any of the guest lecturers come in and they talk to us about their views on the future of the Canadian broadcasting industry, and I think that Marla and Adam did just that. Adam was talking about how the television industry is changing so much more so than even in the 1950s when television first came out. So that goes to show you how much the television industry is changing right now, especially in terms of the distribution models involved. Marla was talking about the Canadian broadcast industry today and the relevance of vertical integration in terms of the conglomerates Bell, Rogers, and Shaw Media owning over 200 channels and basically controlling content because they have control over the producers. There's over 1,500 production companies that have to sell their content to those three companies in Bell, Rogers, and Shaw. So that really, I think, poses a problem in that there's a lot of repeated content over the 200 channels, and I think that Canadian viewers aren't that satisfied with that. I was looking at the CRTC forum, and there was a lot of discontent over the repetition involved over different channels. Some people wanted to be able to buy individual channels instead of buying those packages because of the repetition throughout. And I think it all goes back to what Charles Falzon had to say when he said that television is in its heyday and people are craving that content. And I think in the States they're doing a great job of that. In the States, there's subscriber-based companies such as HBO, which are creating amazing content, but in Canada, we don't have that privilege to take that risk. Those three companies aren't taking those risks, and I think something needs to change, and I think that the changing elements in the industry today are going to be a catalyst for that. If you go back to what Mike Casper was saying about how context is now king, I think that's relevant when you look at companies like Netflix who are creating content based on data on how we consume television. They're relying on that context to create content. I think it goes back to what Marshall McLuhan had to say about how the medium is the message, and I think that's more relevant today than it has ever been before. Content is relying on context just as much as context is relying on content, and I think that's something that we definitely need to look out for in the future. Thanks so much.